Hello, girls. What you doing? Welcome back to Vlogmas 2020, where I am vlogging every day in December leading up to Christmas. We are in the midst of a few videos here where I am showing you the members of my herd and telling you a little about them, a little of their stories, and I'm going in the order of, first I'm doing the girls first, and I'm going in the order of when they became part of the herd. So you met the early ones yesterday, and now you're going to meet the ones that have come more so in the last 5 years. Now, I've had my ranch for going on 9 years, so there's been a lot of animals that have come and gone, but now I'm going to show you the remaining ones, mostly of the last 5 years. The next group of alpacas I'm going to show you came last year, so that would be 2019, from a farm that was fully retiring. They had 10 remaining animals, 5 boys and 5 girls, and so they brought them here. I'm going to show you the 5 girls. All right, like, who's first? I will show you this one first. Her name is Libby. She is this beautiful light fawn. I really like her color. And she's very motherly. She's very quiet. She's curious. She'll come and take treats from you. She's a really sweet personality. You can tell she's an older girl too. Just kind of know how life goes and pretty quite content. This is Blessing. Blessing is similar color to Libby, but she is younger. And I believe she was born in the winter time, which is not ideal for alpacas or llamas. Spring or fall is best, weather-wise. But this girl was born in the winter, and I believe that's why she is named Blessing. But she is also very quiet, kind of keeps to herself. I haven't even tried to halter train her or anyone in this group, but based on their previous owners, I would expect that they are all halter trained. Yes. Hi, hon. She's like, what you doing? I'm just over here eating, filling my belly. And then these 2 girls are also a part of that group. This is actually a mother-daughter. The darker one in front, her name is Taxi. And I like that she has this fringe on her ears. That's a little different. Yeah, it's interesting. Now, she's the oldest one of the group. Goodness, she's probably 15. I don't quite remember her age. Have to look at her certificate. But when I brought her here, her and Kiona that you met yesterday, they acted like they knew one another. I have no paperwork on Kiona. She came with no paperwork, no history, just kind of what the people told me. So it's very limited information that I know about Kiona. But it makes me wonder if her and Taxi either knew each other from before or maybe they're related, because their body types are very similar. Now, other than doing some kind of a blood test, I'll never know. But Taxi, she is a sweetheart too. Like, all these 5 girls that in this group, their demeanor is very nice. They're very cooperative. I haven't worked with them a whole lot. Like I said yesterday, the animals here at the ranch, they're just living out their life and producing the fiber. That's why they're here, and they're just enjoying their days. That's all there is to it. Here we have Breezy. Like I said, Taxi is her mother, and you can tell there's some similarities here, including that ear fringe, which I think is so cute. And oftentimes when I'm filming the girls just eating, Breezy finds a way to kind of sneak in there, get her face in there. She's always looking. She's very curious. Yeah, she's like, what are you doing? This is very bizarre. Why are you pointing that thing at me? See, she's very aware that I have this, that I'm here, and that this camera's pointed at her. Oh, I really like working with her fiber. Of course, the whiteness means I can dye it, but it also has a very nice handle. It gets a better image of the Breezy and Taxi together. And then there's the last of this group is also Taxi's daughter. This girl is named Ella, Taxi's daughter, Breezy's sister. So she has a color very similar to her mom, but Ella has a small stature. And when people visit, they ask me if she's a baby, and she's not. She's full grown. She's younger than Breezy, but still, I think she's like 7, maybe 8 now. I'd have to look, but this is my guess. She's 7 years old. She's been an adult for quite a while. And if she will get her head out of the alfalfa, she has such a pretty face. She's so cute, and I love her name. Ella? Ella? Here we are. Hello, Miss Ella. Show us your pretty face. Hi. Yeah. Thank you. Last summer, I went to Wyoming and picked up 4 llamas. It was 3 females and 1 male. Only 2 of the females were meant for me. I picked up the other 2 for someone else. This is Jessica, and she was one of those llamas. Jessica's very curious. I think if I worked with her more, I could get her to do more things. She's like, oh, see, she'll do this. She'll sniff you. But if you reach out your hand to touch her, she'll pull back. Her history is a mystery to me. I have no paperwork on her. And I know she's older. But she gave me winter. You'll meet her in just a moment. The other female llama that I got is Molly. Molly is beautiful. She's brown all over, just a beautiful, beautiful tone of brown. Also an older girl, and I think she's had quite a few experiences in her life, just because of how she responds. She's very kind of wary of people. She doesn't come up and sniff your hand like Jessica will. But last January, she did have a cria. She had a very difficult birth. In fact, it took 4 vets to deliver her cria. So it was a very challenging time for her. And I've just kind of been gentle with her. And I think, in her mind, she knows I'm not going to hurt her. I never have. She's been here well over a year. But she doesn't fully trust people. I do think that if I work with her, I can get her a lot more touchable and a lot more friendly. It's just a matter of doing it. This is Sasha. I got her last year with her daughter, Lexi, who you'll meet in a moment, her son, Alex, and then a male, Star, who you'll meet in a couple days. I don't know, tomorrow or the next day. But that group came from, they didn't get sheared in 2019. So when they came to me, they had about 1.5 years worth of growth on them, which means that this year when they got sheared, they had 2 years worth of growth. And they were super, super, super fluffy. Now, alpaca fiber is very warm, Like, we know that it's warm for us. Well, it's warm for them too. Alpacas can handle the winter far better than the summer. They can handle the cold far better than the heat. And part of the reason is because their fiber is very warm. For their health is the number one reason that we shear them. It's not just because we want the fiber. We get to use the fiber because it needs to come off of them. But alpacas are susceptible to heat stress because of their fiber. And it's important to shear them every year. So it is a health concern when an alpaca does not get shorn, especially for more than 2 years at a time. So last year I had that group of these 3 adults that were super, super fluffy. And if you watch Vlogmas from 2019 and the videos where I introduced my herd, you're going to see them in all of their fluffiness. And what a transformation it was this year when we got to share them. And you can see she is another medium fawn, and I mentioned yesterday I have a lot of this color. And they're very similar to one another in grade, which is the level of fineness, and which is good for me that it's the same color and similar grade so that I have more options for product and I can do them in bigger batches. This girl here is Winter. The lighting just changed. She is Jessica's daughter that was born in January. In winter, which is not ideal, I was pretty freaked out when she showed up. I came here to do chores one day, stepped outside under the lean-to, and she was cushed there in the snow, and her mom was standing over her. And my uncle was with me at that time. I screamed, "There's a baby! There's a baby!" I kind of suspected that her mom was pregnant, but I had no idea when she was due. And so that day I was like, I was very disappointed because having a baby in January is by far not ideal. Or far from ideal. There, that's a good way to say it. And so I coated her right away. She wore a coat 24/7 for the first few weeks, and about 3 weeks old or so, I started taking the coat off during the day when the temperatures were higher. And then at night, I always put her and Mama Jessica in a stall where there was a heater, and Mom got a lot of alfalfa and a lot of hay and got, all the food that she wanted. And it was just to ensure that that Winter stayed warm. And then we had a little discussion on our Facebook page about what to name her. Well, the name Winter won out, partly because she was born in the winter, but also because she is totally white. Winter is also half llama, half alpaca. And I talked about her on day 1. So yeah, the differences between llamas and alpacas, and then what of those features she got from each parent. And the more I observe her and watch her fiber grow, I'm very pleased that she has a lot of fiber influence from her daddy. There's her mama. You can see she's gonna... Nope, she doesn't want to stay around. All right, ladies. I'll see you later. All right, so this next girl, I was looking and looking for her, and she was out there grazing. Come on in. Lexi. This is Lexi. She's being a little stubborn. Oh, all right, so Lexi is Sasha's daughter. And I guess, I'm thinking she's about 3 years old. And when she first came with about 1.5 years worth of fleece on her, she came in the summertime and she was just a bundle of fiber. I mean, she was carrying a lot of fiber on her. As you can tell, she's another medium fawn. I have so many of this color, or dark fawn. Yep, dark fawn. I've been calling it medium fawn this whole time, and it's actually dark fawn. Now you know. Maybe I had someone correct me in the comments, I don't know. But Lexi, she is a sweetheart, and she seems to be infatuated with Winter and the llamas. When Winter was born, Lexi played with her and kind of became her friend and liked to hang out with her. And even now, Lexi will be out grazing with the llamas. And in my mind, I still consider Winter a llama. And in fact, look, the llamas are all going out now, and Alexi's gonna trail behind him. Thank you for joining me today for Vlogmas 2020. I'll see you tomorrow.